Okay, here are the 3 books that I'll be using in this DIY, just in case you want to know the exact ones. Now I'll insert a clip from a previous video to show you what I'm going to do next. Alright, the first thing I did was remove the cover and then use Mod Podge to glue the first few pages together. Now I'm using Mod Podge from this large container, but you can find small containers of Mod Podge at Dollar Tree. Now this is really simple. All you need to do is brush the Mod Podge on. I'll glue the first few pages together. Now when you open the book, you'll notice that the first few pages are somewhat separate from the other pages. I'm going to start out by gluing those to the cover first, and then I'll go to the back of the book and do the same thing. And you'll notice that I'll take our time to make sure that each page is glued together smoothly after each application. Now that I'm done gluing those first pages to the cover, I'll go ahead and glue the entire book together. And I'll do that by holding the book closed and then brushing more Mod Podge on the outside of the pages. But when I do this, I'm making sure that it's a smooth application. As you can see, I'm being very generous with the Mod Podge, making sure to get it into the binder, and also making sure that I put some just inside each cover as well. I then repeated these steps on the front of the book and on the bottom as well. After I was done, I pressed down really hard on my book to make sure that there wasn't any seepage. Now I'll go ahead and put some weight on top, and this is very important because you don't want your book to separate. So I'm going to put the weight on there, let it completely dry, and then add an additional coat of the Mod Podge and let that dry as well. Okay, my book is completely dry after 2 coats of Mod Podge. Okay, so I put 2 layers of Mod Podge on each book. I let them all dry for like 45 minutes. So now they're dry enough for me to glue together. This is the largest book, and I'm going to go for the next largest, which is this one, I believe. No, it's this one. And this one. Now what I want to do is glue all 3 of these books together, but when I do, I'm going to make sure that they're all lined up perfectly together on the front where you open. And it'll look like this from the back. And you want to make sure that when you're gluing them together that they're all even this way as well. I've already done the first set of books, so I'm going to switch this around and go this way. So now I have my left bookend. So I've already done the right bookend ahead of time to make sure it worked out. But yeah, and not only that, you can use 2 books instead of 3. I want to use 3 just in case I had some really heavy books, and I just wanted to make sure this worked. Right, so now I'm going to use some Gorilla Glue to glue all 3 books together. Now that I put glue on all 3 books, I'm going to stand them up to make sure that they stand in evenly. And if you have a really large rubber band, I would suggest putting a rubber band around them to hold them together. Now if you don't have a rubber band, you can tie something around the books to hold them together, like the scarf that I'm using here. Okay everyone, so I'm back and it's about 1 o'clock in the morning. I have my window open, so you'll probably hear cicadas and crickets and all that stuff outside my window, so I apologize for that. Here's what the books look like after I spray painted them all silver. Now remember, you can use whatever color you like. And again, these are the left side bookends, so this side will be what holds the books, and this will be your decorative side. Naturally, I want to do what I did with my books that I have on display on my coffee table. I want to put glitter on the pages, and I'm going to put glitter on the outside as well because I will be using bling wrap. Right, so here I have one of the book covers I'm using to protect my surface. Moving right along, next I'll add a layer of Mod Podge and glitter to the outside of my books. When I applied the glitter and Mod Podge mixture onto my books, I made sure that the application went on really smoothly. Now I'll put these aside to let them dry and then come back and move on to the next step. While my books are drying, I'll use these tower blocks from Dollar Tree to make my perfume bottle. As always, remember this is a DIY, so you don't have to use a perfume bottle. You can use an initial. Here's a letter that I DIY'd in a separate video a couple of years ago. You could do something like this, naturally on a smaller scale of course, or any other decoration you would like to add to it. The sky's the limit. Alright, so I'm going to put down some of this wax paper so that my perfume bottle don't stick to my surface. To create this bottle is really simple. All you need to do is glue 2 sets of 4 blocks together to create the bottom of the bottle. I made sure that everything was lined up evenly and let them dry. To create the top of the bottle, I'll simply glue 1 block on top of the other. To create the neck of the bottle, I cut 2 pieces from this popsicle stick and then glue those 2 pieces together. Now I'll allow all 3 pieces to dry completely and then glue them together. I glued all 3 pieces together, let it dry, and then spray painted it silver. Okay, going back to the books now, the mixture has completely dried. Alright, so now what I want to do is decorate the backs of my books. And I'm going to decorate the front of this one because this is going to be on the outside. So using some of the Dollar Tree Fix-All with this to help it stick. Alright, 1 down and 2 to go. I really love the way the mirror towel looks on this book. On this book, I'll frame some mirror towel with bling wrap. Two down and 1 to go. I'm trying to make sure that each book has its own unique look. Finally, I decorated my last book with bling wrap. And here's my beautiful Glam Bookend. Isn't it gorgeous? All I need to do now is add my perfume bottle. But first I'm going to set this outside and let all the glue dry and then come back and move on. Alright, so this is the very next morning. I actually let the glue set up overnight. And this is what it looks like, and it's already looking gorgeous. Look at that. I love mirror towels, guys. And if you'd like to purchase some, I'll link it below in the description box. But before I can glue my perfume bottle on, I need to decorate it. Now I'm just going to decorate it with some mirror towels and some bling and a pendant at the very end. But you can decorate your bottle however you want. I'm really not going to talk through it. I'll let you guys just watch as I decorate it. Okay, as you can see, I'm done decorating my perfume bottle. I added a small rectangular piece of mirror towel to create a label and then trimmed it out with bling wrap. Now I'll use the pendant from this napkin ring, and of course it came from totallydazzled.com, and I'll leave a link below to where you can find it if you're interested. So as you can see, I used my bare hands just to take the top off. When I removed the ring, there were two pieces protruding from the pendant. I tried removing it with some pliers, but that didn't happen. So I just used some hot glue to glue the pendant onto the perfume bottle. Once the pendant was in place, I secured it with more hot glue. Finally, I used Gorilla Glue to glue my perfume bottle onto my bookend. And here's my completed left bookend. I'll team it up with the right bookend, put them on display, come back and let you see what they look like. And here are my beautiful bookends. I'm so excited, guys. I really love how they turned out. Again, you could do this with two. I used three because I wanted to make sure that they would be strong enough to hold up as bookends. And I'm absolutely in love with them. These will look so gorgeous on a bookshelf, of course. You can put them on your coffee table. You can use these in your den, your entryway, your bedroom. The sky's the limit, guys. These are absolutely gorgeous, and I think if you make these, you are going to love them. So if you like them as much as I do, please comment below. I love hearing from you guys. I would like to know how you would decorate your bookend. Would you use a perfume bottle or something different? I don't know, just tell me. I'd love to hear about it. Okay everyone, this concludes my DIY. I hope that you all enjoyed it, and if you did, please leave me a thumbs up. Don't forget to share and comment, of course. And if you're new here, please subscribe. It's absolutely free. Alright everyone, I'll see you in the next one. Thanks so much for watching.